I really thought I was out of the industry by 27. Moved to London, my first year, I lost everything. Limehouse was never meant to be a band.
So how long has Limehouse been running?
25 years. A lot of people say you're not like a tribute band, you're like your own band. Irresponsible grown men playing at being rock stars. You know, what a great way to earn your living.
Do you think there are many young people creating tribute bands at the moment?
No.
You out there? It's good to be back. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I was 14 when I started playing bass. I was, oh God, how old was I when I started Limehouse? I can't remember. Gosh, isn't that strange? I was 33 when I started Limehouse.
1, 2, 3.
Back in the day when I was diplomatic and democratic and said, what do you want to call it? And somebody came up with Limehouse Liz. It's like, oh no. I wanted to call the band Live and Dangerous after the album, but I got outvoted. So it became Limehouse Liz, so hence the name.
Oh, really? That long?
Hey, 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 yeah, check, ta, 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 yeah, 1, 1.
Tribute to me, immediately, you think of parody, maybe Wigs and, you know. We don't do that. I mean, Phil Lynott, he's such a cool guy, such a one-off. I couldn't do what he does. If you take the underlying spirit of what he did and put it on top of your own personality, you get something else out of it.
Hey, 1, 2, yeah. Yeah, you good? Yeah.
When I very first went on stage with Limehouse, I'd never sung before. And I walked to the mic and I froze. I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna open my mouth. If it comes out terrible or nothing comes out, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing this. Put the bass down and never be seen again. But the way I combated it, the way I got around it was my best friend at the time was a guy called Errol. And I just shut my eyes and pretended I was talking to Errol, one-on-one. This real matey banter. And it worked, and I've carried on from that ever since.
Do you want to give up smoking all kinds of things? No? There's only one thing left that I can think of that is pleasurable. What's that? It's a shame you gotta ask. Plymouth, do you really want to give up sex? Well, that was really quiet, man. I got very little response.
What inspired me about Thin Lizzy was when I was a kid, they still had grammar schools. And I went to a grammar school. And I was one of the only black kids there. And I was raised on black music, soul, reggae. And when I went there, nobody wanted to know. It was like, oh, God, you know, this is hard. And all the guys were into rock. And I thought, I've got to, if I want to integrate, I've got to listen. And one day, I was sat eating my tea around the table. And they said, we have a new band here called Thin Lizzy, you know, with a new song, The Boys Are Back in Town. And I heard this song, I thought, wow. And I turned around, I saw Phil Lynott. That was it for me. I thought, I could be him. I could be him. I'm playing bass. Oh, wow. So it really triggered it for me. He instantly became my hero. I loved the music. There were elements of the music that I didn't know why I loved it until I went to his house many years later, where his mum preserved his house as a shrine. Saw his record collection and saw a lot of my influences in there. Stevie Wonder, you know, Marvin Gaye. I thought, wow, this is where it all comes from. These are his influences. He's amalgamated a lot. So you come up with a song like Dancing in the Moonlight.
Spotlight. I know it's alright dancing in the moonlight on this long hot summer night. Dancing in the moonlight, it's caught me in its spotlight. Dancing in the moonlight, and you know it's got me happy. I'm dancing in the moonlight, it's got me it's so goddamn hot here. Hey.
The closest I ever got to Phil Lynott, I saw them in concert at Manchester Apollo in the late 70s. By this time, I was an absolute clone of him. I looked more like him then than I do now. I had the afro. I was an absolute doppelganger. This little kid, and like the rest of the fans, I was at the backstage, you know, like after the gig, waiting for him to come out. And he came out in this big limo, and I was just there, like, ah. And he drove past, and he made the driver stop, and he wound his window down, looked at me like, and he just started laughing. Oh, look at this, and drove off. That's the closest they ever got. I was like, you acknowledge me.
You guys, you've known what we're about from day one. You know what it's all about. It's all about being a tribute to one of the greatest rockers ever. You know what I mean. Thank you for helping us keep alive the memory of the one and only, the late, always great, please never forget, Philip Lynott.
As I was playing bass from the workshop where Greg worked, I heard accompaniment. So I put the bass on and started walking towards it, and Greg was playing. So, and it came to like the bit where Phil sings, da 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 da, when I passed you. So I just sang. I'd never sung before, you know, in a band. And as I sang, everybody looked and said, wow, that was spooky, you know? And at that moment, Limehouse was born. It wasn't a band. Somebody said, oh, my brother plays guitar. And Greg said, well, my mate's playing drums. And I thought, well, what's going on? So what? And so he said, I've got a rehearsal room. I'm paying for it. I'm not doing anything with it. Within about 20 minutes, we had a band. Phone calls, rehearsals. Next Tuesday. What? How? But we had no name. We went there, and everybody seemed to know a bit of Thin Lizzy. We didn't know what tribute was. We had no idea. Everybody knew a bit of Thin Lizzy. Played 6 songs. 3 weeks later, the guy who had the rehearsal spot said, you sang great. Come and open up for us, my band. I said, we only know 6 songs. He said, you're only getting 6 songs. Come and do. Limehouse was born. That was it. Plymouth's a great place for us. It's quite a stronghold. So, yeah, it'd be good.
So it's 2 and a 4 stick, yeah?
4 stick, yeah.
But a 2 click.
2 click, 4 stick.
Yeah.
First thoughts I have before I go on stage, if I could sum it up in one word, ambition. No matter who's there, no matter how few, how many, they'll all get the same. And like I say, I love the audience. No matter how few are there, they paid the money, they deserve a performance.
Plymouth? I said Plymouth! Till the next time, is a life for me. guess I just got back today. Them wild-eyed boys that have been away haven't changed, haven't much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was where you could be found. Told them you're living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town. Wanna hear you singing, hey? I said the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
How are you finding tonight?
Fantastic,
Absolutely
absolutely brilliant,
Really enjoyed
awesome, amazing. No, but we've heard how good
We've
they
had
are.
recommendations from friends of theirs, and we came along. We only live up the road. Well worth it. Brilliant.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Would you come see them again?
Oh my God, yeah,
without question.
definitely.
Yeah, and they came back here as well because it's a great little place to come and watch it.
The acoustics are good. It's a friendly atmosphere. Everybody's just having a good time.
Do you think there are many young tribute bands to take over at the moment?
No. Nothing.
Would you like to see more?
Yes.
It'd be great to see some younger bands, because then obviously see people get their start and hopefully work for the circuit for a good amount of years. It'd be great.
How much longer? In '93, we said we'd get
2 years.
3 years out of it.
I mean, that's the thing. For when we first started the band, we always thought our audience would dwindle because classic rock fans would get older and they would just sort of go off the map. But classic rock as a genre, really, I mean, it's all ages now, and I think it's great that live music flourishes and it continues to flourish because it gives young people something to do.
You know, when you're there at the gig and the atmosphere is almost tangible and you see this going off in front of you, it's that extra dimension that goes with the live music. The arts, at a certain level, it gets good support from the government via the Arts Council and so on and so forth. We ourselves have experienced, for instance, we want to go to play at a certain venue, a theatre very often, and we don't match up to the criteria because we're tribute. So venues like this, for commercial reasons, will change tag. You know, it's the council that have, I think, asked for this back. Could they have found somewhere else? I'll just ask for it back and out you go. Seems a bit harsh. And we're finding a lot of this.
I think, like Wayne says, it needs a bit more support because when we've played on the continent in Europe, you know, Holland, Belgium, Germany, they actually get subsidies, they get help from the government because they see the arts as something that's really, really important to the national well-being, which it is. You know, it's good to promote the arts and not to be too specific about certain things you support, certain things you don't. You know, it was great to capture a night at this venue which won't be here much longer.
You guys, once again, absolutely amazing. Plymouth, till the next time. Because you know, there's always the next time. Hey, Plymouth, thank you!